Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Jean, but my friends call me Gracie, so you can call me Gracie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for engaging with my content. It means so much honestly. Before I get to today's story time, which is my first story time, I'd like to talk a bit about my previous vlog. First of all, thank you for the feedback that I got, because it was my first vlog. I really didn't like I felt like it wasn't organized that much. However, I'm still grateful that you guys liked it. I got some feedback that I should be doing reviews of the places that I go to. So first of all, you should know the pricing of these outing places, like this places where people go for walks, like Karura and Gong Hills. It's usually very affordable, and you can go there with your car. There are places where you have to pay for parking, but then in Gong Hills, I don't think there was parking fee. I don't think so. But entrance was 232 Kenya shillings for adults. For kids, I think it was like 100. I don't know for kids. Because I'm assuming most of the people who watch this are adults, or if you're an adult, yeah, you will check out how much is it. Anyway, either way, thank you so much. So please like my content, share, subscribe. I am really hoping to get to 500 subscribers by the time we get to December, and we are 2 months, like literally we're counting days. I think it's like 40 something days from today to 31st of December. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. It will notify you anytime I post a video, and I promise to be consistent. So let's get on to the story. Now, before I continue my story, you guys should know that I am all grown up now. I know better. Yeah, we know better, because it's not only myself that got conned on that day. I did just do that. Okay. So it was like in 2017. Yeah, the year was 2017. December, Grace. September 28th or 9th. I always remember it because a baby cousin of mine was born on that day. So I remember like the morning of, we were sent photos of the newborn, and all that. So my best friend and I, shout out to you. She couldn't be in this video because she's too shy. So yeah, I remember that day. She had just gotten into UN, so she was going to class. At the same time, I was going to town to I was going to see a friend, and it was just our first meetup. I had been friends with this person from, I think we met on Instagram, I guess. So like the way you just panga and you're like, hey, we should meet up, should catch up, because they were good vibes, and we decided to meet up. So when we were meeting up, the person told me we meet up in Westlands. So that day, remember, Majipanga and you're going out, so I was so excited. And then I had never been to Westlands, like, to chill. I just knew Westlands was where Westlands was because of Ile Kupita too. You understand? So we go there. I chill with this friend of mine, and then in the evening, we decided like to walk from your end to CBD, now where town is. So my friend and I were just walking, and then we got to a place near Jamia Mosque. Jamia Mosque is a mosque. So if you've been to the CBD or you've walked into town, in Jamia Mosque they sell really good mabuyus. The best mabuyus, acharis, sim, you name it. So we decided I think we wanted to go by. I can't remember quite well. Yeah, I think we wanted to go by. So we decided, we just walk through, like, going to those sides. So we walk there, and then when we are walking, there's a guy, we both had like this backpacks, there's just small backpacks, but there's a man who kept following us so closely. So I think he called us, and then we're just like, is this guy talking to us? Or, we were a bit confused. And then for a moment I got scared. I'm like, hey, does this person want to rob us or what? So, I'm just touching my bag. I'm like, hey, I hope, he doesn't want to touch anything. So he comes. He's like, excuse me. He was speaking in Swahili though. So he asks us to help him out. And he had a heavy accent. I wouldn't say from where, but he had a heavy accent. A very heavy one. So I wasn't even getting. I was just like, oh, mtu anakaaje mshamba. Because he wasn't even like dressed so decently. He looked a bit tired and worn out. He had a very old faded jacket. I don't know if it was a jacket or a coat. And he had like khaki pants on. So we're going to call this person Mr. R. R for robbery. So anyway, so this guy, this Mr. R approaches us and he's like, "Mnaweza nisaidia tafadhali? Can you please help me?" And at first we're so hesitant about it. I'm looking at my friend, I'm like, okay, what are we supposed to do? And then he really begs us. He's like, please, nisaidieni. So now, here's the story. Here is the story. So this person, this Mr. R, or whoever we will choose to call him, he told us that he had just won the lottery. And he'd won like, was it 200 G's? I think he'd won 200,000 Kenya shillings. So this guy has won how much? 2,000. And he was supposed to go pick it in a place called GPO. If you know town, GPO is, I really can't tell you guys, but GPO is like the Huduma center place where people like go to get sorted and certification and all that thing. All those kinds of things. So we tell him, we were like, so do we direct you to where GPO is? Because I knew where GPO is. I knew town mostly because when I was younger, my dad used to, like, akitutembeza town, my dad used to make sure all of us know buildings and landmarks and all those things. So I knew town. Like, by the time I was done with high school, nisingepotea town. But I really, clearly, I didn't know what goes on in the CBD. So we agreed to talk to him. First of all, that was the first mistake. So we agreed to talk to him, and he tells us that he's been threatened by some people when he was going to get that money. He was threatened by, I think he said, the guys who are outside the building. They told him not to come back there because they'll steal that card from him. So he had a card. He had like a card that looked like, see, like, okay, I don't know if you guys, yeah, that's like this sticker. He had that kind of card where he scratched, and then that card looked so old and he made chapa kiasi. So he tells us that he really needs to get that money because he's traveled from far and it's getting late. It was like 6 journey. It's getting late and he needs to go back because he doesn't stay in Nairobi. So we chose to help this man. We chose to help Mr. Ash. Hey. So we help him. And then he tells us he really can't go back there alone. So we ask him, mbona hujauliza polisi? Akasema, sai siwezi trust mtu. He can't trust anyone because it's Nairobi. He really doesn't know anyone. So sisi ndo tunakaa wasichana wazuri. Like, okay. So we start heading to GPU. And it was a long stretch. I think we took a long route, or I don't know. But from, if you can imagine, if you know CBD, from sides of where the mosque is, Jamia Mosque is, to GPO, that's like a whole stretch, bruh. It was far. So we walk. And then he gave me a phone of now the CEO of that company where he's won the money. So one thing I didn't realize is every time he gave me the phone to talk to this guy, he was telling us to help him, and then he kept it was like he was giving us a rehearsed message. He was giving, like, I'm the one who was holding the phone. So every time he was calling, it's like alikuwa anarudia what he kept saying. So it's like, hello, how are you? My name is Mr. So-and-so. I am the CEO of this and this and this. I'd like you to help this young man. He's won this amount of cash, and don't worry, he can even, chip some in for you. So kwanza when we were on our way to GPO, my friend and I, we were asking ourselves, like, tukipata hiyo do tutafanya. Msiri judge. So we get there, we get to GPO, and then he tells us, so we're on the other side of the road, and then if you've been to GPO, the road is quite wide. So he tells us before we get there, we're like on the other building. I think it was a bank. I can't remember quite well. There's a building there. So we're in that building, and then he's like, mi siwezi enda na nyinyi ndo mnaenda kunichukulia hiyo pesa, alafu tutapatana hapa. So we're like, okay. So at first tunamuuliza mbona tusiende na wewe, but he keeps dodging. He's like, no. So he says for us, we are two minds, two guys. So he says for us to, for him to make sure we are going to come back with his money, we have to leave him with proof that we'll come back. And what's the proof? Our phones. You got that right. So before I even continue, let me give you a backstory. When I finished KCC, that time when all your parents are proud of you, you've done so well, so I remember my sister really fought for me to get that phone. She really hustled, like my uncles, my aunts, for me to get that phone, because it was like a latest techno phone that had just come out. It was so good, guys. It was such a good phone. So, and then I think it was like limited edition, because after some time I never heard of that phone. Like few people had that phone, in short. So it was a really good phone. And then she actually also had a techno phone like myself. So we're there, we're like, okay, what are we supposed to do? Do we, like, one of us stayed, like, ama we ukai, like, ama twende tu pamoja. Guys, we left that guy with our phones. Both phones. And our phones are, if you know technophones are huge, they're not like small or sleek. They are huge. Tumemwacha zote, tulimpatia hivi. 1, 2. We gave this guy our phones. Mr. R, man. So we gave this guy our phones. We quickly crossed the road. I remember there's a car that almost hit me. And then, wait. And then, before I gave out my phone, my brother actually called me. And asked me, Uko happy? Because it was getting late. And I wasn't being allowed to go to town alone most times. I hadn't been to town alone a lot of times, So they're like, where are you? Have you not gotten home? And then I was like, give me a minute, I'll call you. And that was the last conversation I had with that phone, guys. So we go across the road, we have that CapCut, and then we are tunarakisha, we're being frisked. So when we get there, there was a mama, an askari, there was a watch lady over there, and then she looks at us, and then at that time my heart was beating so fast. I don't know, like for some reason we were just so tensed. We were holding each other's hands with my friend. We're like, hey, is this real? Like, ama tumeibiwa. We're like, tuende kayo pesa. When we got there, we explained to that mama, and then I'm the one who's talking. My friend is just leaving me do everything. By the way, anyway, so I'm the one who's talking. I'm just there like, so kuna mpapa ametupatia hii card, alafu ametuambia tutakuja huku twende sijui mpaka 11th floor, and then we're just like such innocent girls. We look so naive and so gullible. And we didn't even finish the story. This madam just said, hey, wasichana mmekoniwa. I don't know if she said wasichana or she said madam. I can't remember, but she said wasichana mmekoniwa. My phone was like 6 months old. I had just, like, it was so new. I remember my phone was bought in March, whatever. Ilinunuliwa March. So yeah, And then when we're going to board the matatu, because now we are sad, we are sulking, we're just walking, we are cussing out, we're just like, oh my god, what are we going to tell our parents? So when we're in the matatu, my friend says, "Make and tell my mom," because her mom is like the strictest of parents in this world. So she said, "Hey, make and tell my mom." So on the other hand, myself, I say, I might just say the truth. I'm trying to figure out. You know, I got home and I said, oh, I said the whole truth. I said everything. my friend on the other hand just said ilimbiwa kwa matatu akipanda matatu when she was coming out of class. So how she escaped, like, you know, that danger, because her mom was like, wow, okay, hey, pole sana. I was given a proper lecture. And then, to make things worse, I had just turned 18, guys. So it just seemed like they can't trust me to go out on my own. They can't trust me to do anything. I'm not responsible. I'm just that last born who's all over the place. Oh man, it was tough. It was tough, guys. Yeah, so I got a whole lecture. My siblings laughed. Now I can't even remember any of them saying sorry. I think my sister told me sorry afterwards. But my sister, my brothers, they all laughed properly. Man, it happens, yo. And the funny thing is, I asked some of my friends if they could tell me their con stories, and one of them told me the same exact story, but his was like in 2015. These people are still out here, man. Take care, be safe in this Canairo. Because you really never know. You never know. Man, every time I tell that story, I just laugh. At night I couldn't sleep, by the way, after the incident. I had nightmares. I was just praying, I'm like, God, I don't know why this happened to me. I don't know why it had to happen to me. But I know there's a reason. Yo, I stayed phoneless for like another 6 months or so, or something like that. But we move, guys, we move. So, anything from this story, don't talk to strangers in the CBD. Do not. Even if they tell you they're doing what. Even if they tell you they're looking how. No. Just don't talk to strangers. And I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Yeah. Like, share, comment. Tell me your Canairo stories in the comments. And let's laugh together, because, yeah. And it happens. It happens, yo. Kama hujaibiwa hii Canairo, mad respect to you. Honestly, mad respect, because mad respect. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.